All right, let's head over to the East then. We're going to start with Philly and New York City. It's a rematch of the COVID 2021 Eastern Conference Finals, where Philly played their third team and New York City got a free pass to MLS Cup. Philly got by a pretty beat up Fireside, while New York City played fantastic counterattacking football to beat Charlotte FC. This is going to be a very interesting tactical masterclass. Two sides that will not want to have the ball and will thrive in a situation where they can either win it back high up the pitch if you're Philly, or win it and get in transition quickly if you're NYCFC. For the baseball team, I have to change my player to watch because when I prepped this a couple of weeks ago, it was Alonso Martinez. But today, Alonso Martinez will not be playing, nor will he be playing for quite a while. So I'm going to transition into Nico Fernandez, who is their newest DP signing, who should be. I mean, he looked great against Charlotte. I think he played off of Martinez really well, but I'm now going to be interested to see how he plays without Martinez because they played really well together. You can tell that they had a good understanding and that the teams were very, very worried about both of them because they were quick in transition. They didn't know who was going to show, who was going to go. And it's something that I'm very interested in seeing how he does alone. It changes everything, though. Without Alonso Martinez, it changes a lot. And we're going to talk about as we go forward that New York City has a lot of other injuries as well. So, Philly, we're going to see if they can get energy drink soccer to work in a playoff game, right? We've seen Red Bull get to this point time and time and time again with their high press, win the ball high and figure it out system. And it's never gotten them fully to the cup. Last year we were a little bit less pressy, a little bit more bunker and counter and even play out when we were able to play out. So I wouldn't count that. Player to watch can be Ty Baribo, scorer of two very lucky goals in against Chicago in game two. But going into that match, he hadn't scored since August. He's a quality player. He will get quality service from the likes of Kai Wagner and company, but he has to be clinical over these 90 minutes if he wants to be successful.
Yep, for me, I also went for Nicolas Fernandez for NYCFC, mainly on the back of him carrying momentum from that last game, bagging a brace and bringing that into the next round, where he's definitely going to have to step up now without Alonso Martinez. That's a significant loss for NYCFC, and somebody's going to have to score the goals, right? If it's not him, you're going to look to the wing. You're going to look to guys elsewhere that are going to be able to step up in a situation here where you don't need to score a lot, right? If you set yourselves up defensively well, technically you don't need to score any, right? You could just send yourself to penalties and take your chances there. Or you find a way to get one and then you stay defensively sound, right? Where you're not being asked to score 3 goals. Just stay diligent and compact and find your opportunities and make the most of your opportunities. Be clinical. And so I think Fernandez is going to have to be one of those guys where I think he probably gets 1 or 2 opportunities. He's got to take it when he gets it. On the Philly side of things, my player to watch is Milan Milanowoski, also sticking with the striker route, but he's a guy where every time I feel like he's on the field, he's contributing in some way. He's doing something for the team, and he's a fantastic. Like his numbers are phenomenal. All his per 90 numbers are outstanding, whether it was on San Diego or Philly. And in both games against Chicago, he contributed with either a goal or an assist. So I think he's going to be a key piece, whether he's off the bench or he's a starter for Philly in their game against NYCFC. I think he opens the door as well if they do feel he is a threat and they do put more attention on him. It opens the door for Ty Baribo. So I think, the better he performs, the better it is for the team, even if he's not necessarily the one scoring the goals.
I like it. Well, then I'm just gonna. I have no lead in for this one, so you can just jump right into it. Who you got winning this game?
Well, this feels like a little bit of karma from the soccer gods in terms of them striking down on Alonso Martinez for what happened with the COVID game between Philly and NYCFC. This was one where full strength for both sides. If NYC came and upset Philly, I would not be terribly surprised.
Hmm.
Just feels like a kind of game where you'd see NYC somehow pull this off. That being said, no Alonso Martinez. I don't even know if I would necessarily like the odds of that drop significantly for me. I was kind of favoring Philly to begin with anyway, but that really solidified it for me. So I'm going with Philly here. They feel like potentially the strongest team in the East. It's a little more open in the East than it is for me in the West. But I still feel like they're slightly the strongest team out of all of them in the East. And so I'm favoring them here against a banged up NYCFC.
You didn't even hint at the biggest issue, right? Martinez is a huge loss, no doubt. But the biggest issue for New York City is what is going to happen in the middle of their midfield, right? We know Keaton Parks is hurt. Andres Pereira, excuse me, just had that brutal leg break in game 3 against Charlotte, right? So you're down now to Justin Hack, who's played as a center back most of the season, Aiden O'Neill, who's been good, Johnny Shore, who is 17 and has been good in moments, but kind of fell out of favor with Pascal Janssen. Maxi Carrizo, who's more of an attacking player, who's also 16, 17. Maxi Morales, who's 40 and an attacking player. And that's it. Like, what is this shape going to look like? I'm thinking it's going to be Aiden O'Neill and Johnny Shore with Maxi ahead of them, or Aiden O'Neill and Justin Hack with Maxi ahead of them, and then new signing Raul Gustavo goes in at center back, or some sort of shift to the back line. But this is going to be a very makeshift central midfield or makeshift back line, and that is where Philly is going to just dominate. They love winning the ball high against those players in the press. Lukic and Donnelly are so good at hunting and winning the ball. They're going to be much better, much more direct in transition. New York City will be because of this issue. They won't be able to play through. Gleesnes and McConaughey are going to eat that up all day, and then it's just going to go straight back down their throats. I got Philly winning this one as well.